Okay, so we've gone ahead and located this area of this cast iron that's in between the clay, and it is in the alleyway. It's not in the parking spaces on the property. So this is officially under the city property. It's still the owner's responsibility for this line, and to do a repair like this, you do have to submit plans and pull permit, and you don't use a licensed just plumber. You have to use a general A contractor. So a general A contractor is the only person licensed in the state of California to redo sidewalks, alleyway, street, and city property. So you have to have a general A license number. Maybe a plumber works with one, but separate general A license has to be submitted with the plans, because you have to go ahead and do traffic control, and you may have to do steel plates over the area. This pipe is over 5, typically going to be required by law, and so we've marked this with some green paint in the alleyway, denoting right here where this clay ends and this cast iron begins. And then as we push through this spot, it's going to lose our camera image again. There we go. There's back to the Greenbelt PVC in this clay. So we go, as we're coming in reverse, you can see we go from Greenbelt PVC plastic to clay, and then to a little piece of problem. The clay ends and it becomes good solid plastic. We've marked this with a circle and an X in the alleyway as well. This is pretty much the middle of the alleyway, and so we've got 2 circles with X's in the alleyway. Essentially, in between that is that bad area of cast iron, as well as this little area that we're looking at right here of clay that would be taken out during the same part of the process. So you can't reline this section that is bad here, that is offset and shot right there, that hub and a bad connection from a bad rubber boot or whatever happened. That has to be dug up. We have this relining where they can put a hydraulic machine in across and leave another one on the inside, but typically they have to be dug up on both ends to do that. Now maybe there's another process, not that I'm familiar with, so this looks like this would be a spot repair, and then everything back from here, which as you can see is basically another 43 feet of pipe to be relined across the yard to take care of the rest of this clay that has all these root intrusions. But if there's a possibility they could do a hydraulic one, they may want to go ahead and do a hydraulic sleeve from these cleanouts to the Greenbelt PVC possibly, and do one that way. But anyway, that is everything on this line. It's raining now, but again, there's just root intrusions everywhere. We do have some pockets of water that doesn't completely drain out of all of the clay, but pulling back in reverse here, you can see we have a better view with the camera not pushing that water ahead of it. The water is turned off. We have no water running right now. This is just a residual in the pipes. There's the one last kind of heavier intrusion right there at about 10 feet. Let's go ahead and put that view right there because it's holding some water, so I think we couldn't see that previously. So let's go ahead and clean up this one spot here. See where our chain knocker is in correlation to those roots. So I think there's the roots, so let's make sure our chain knocker is there, past that area. Okay. Pull the chain knocker back. So you can see we chopped up, there we go, we chopped up that little piece right there, it's detached, and then there's still some loose little tiny ones hanging out at that hub. Again, this was a slight offset, I think, at this hub too. That's why we foot mark right here. That actually should be dug up. Again, kind of blurry from big ones chopped out at that junction right there, just a couple of little tiny ones. So we've got that all set. Now we're going to go back up to the rooftop with our smaller camera just to show the laundry and try to see if we can see some of the kitchen, because that was left as cast iron inside the walls and in the crawl space for both of those. They were not all replaced with ABS, unfortunately.